Here is how I learned to get more YouTube views from my YouTube channel or faceless YouTube automation channel. If you run a YouTube channel or a faceless channel, your main goal is to get views because views result in money from ad revenue, of course, right? Also results in subscribers, likes, everything. You need to get impressions and views to grow your YouTube channel. Now, what I see people struggle the most with is coming up with clickable titles and thumbnails for their videos. So you need a good title that provokes curiosity to people, so people click it. You need a good thumbnail so it attracts someone's eyes. And in this video, I'm going to show you the methods that I use to always come up with good titles and thumbnails for my videos, for my different faceless YouTube channels. So this principle, this framework I'm going to teach you is applicable to whether you have your personal brand channel or faceless channels. It's just about the idea of learning from others and improving every single time you upload something. So what I want you to go and do is create an Excel sheet that basically keeps track of previously well-working titles. You then go and make those titles into frameworks, and then you can pick your niche and fill in specific niche-related words to your niche into those frameworks. So as you see, the title of this particular video and my hook in the video was derived from this one. So how I learned to draw better faces in a week. The framework is how I learned to achieve a goal in a week. My topic for this channel is faceless YouTube automation channels and their growth, or just YouTube channels in general. So my niche would be YouTube views, growth, and all that stuff. So what I did is how I learned to get more views on YouTube in a week, in a day, in a month, or how to go viral in a week. You see what I mean? Like the goal here can be different. It can be more videos, better titles, better thumbnails, going viral. It can be anything. You just want to use the framework here and then fill in the word with your niche specific word. And so this applies to literally every niche, and that is why it's such an important fundamental to YouTube or YouTube automation. If you keep on doing this on a consistent long basis and find viral videos that work, basically that get good views, I'm going to show you two ways how I find these channels. If you make that into a habit of just searching for good working titles, videos, and thumbnails every single day, then you can just come up with hundreds of video topics and titles in a matter of a few minutes or hours. So what I would recommend you do is, first of all, keep an Excel sheet like this, and then just every day or every other day spend 10, 20, 30 minutes to writing down like 5 to 10 titles like we do here, and writing out their frameworks, and then writing example YouTube titles that you can use for your channel. All right, so the method I use in this video, it's two methods to find these titles. The first one is this resource here called Creator Hooks. It's a free newsletter you can opt in for. The link for this is in the description. And basically this guy is nice enough to every week find 5 very good performing videos and break them down in this way. So you get an email, or you can go to their website and then you can read here, right? So these 5 are the ones I have here. Last week we did these 5. So we're gonna just go over them and see why they work and how these guys did it. So first thing, like you see here the title and then also the thumbnail they use. So if you just do this research long enough and often enough, you not only learn these title frameworks, but you also start to understand how the thumbnail and the titles relate to each other to get a click. Because usually what happens on YouTube is you go on YouTube, you see first of all a thumbnail that attracts your eye, then you're gonna read the title if the thumbnail makes you curious enough, and then if you also think the title is good and it makes you curious again, then you're gonna get a click. So that is the effect you want to create, combining your thumbnail and title together. So as you can see here, the title here is, I wish someone had told me this about my club positioning. So if you relate this to this YouTube video I'm making right now, I could have also used this title and framework, right? I could have made this title, I wish someone had told me this about YouTube growth or YouTube views or YouTube titles or YouTube thumbnails. The attribute can be replaced in this framework, and that's what makes this a framework and makes the strategy so good. Just imagine if you do this for a couple of weeks and you have 100 frameworks. You can make like hundreds of video IDs every day in a matter of a few minutes. Now, the cool thing is that this guy also explains why it works so well. So curiosity, desire. Curiosity is builds curiosity because it makes you want to know what they wish they were told and what the impact of it is. So same thing here. If I would have made this like, I wish someone had told me this about my YouTube views. Yeah, if you click that title, you're curious how to get more YouTube views, right? And then the desire here is, in this case, yeah, getting better at golf. In my example, it would be the desire is getting more YouTube views and thus more money and subscribers and likes and all that stuff. Now, they also give you 2 examples how you can use it in other cases. So I wish someone had told me this about my YouTube thumbnails, made a huge difference. See, so this is exactly what I just used as a reference. I said titles, I said views, I said YouTube growth. He used thumbnails. That just goes to show that you can use these frameworks in every sort of a setting. Now, here's another one. I wish someone had told me this about my painting 10 years ago. See, so again, if you go to the Excel sheet and just fill in your niche, just for every framework you have, like make 2, 3, 4 examples. And like I said, and if you do that in a matter of time, you're gonna get a lot of viable titles and thumbnails that go with it. Because yeah, when I use this title, right? I wish someone had told me this about my YouTube views or YouTube growth. Then I can just, instead of like, I can use the text huge difference with the green check mark. And then instead of a golf club, I can, for example, use a YouTube logo or maybe my face or something looking into the camera with like a certain expression. But I think in this case, I would use like a YouTube button here, right? Because that's what people for YouTube looking for probably. Now let's go to the second one. So how I learned to draw better faces in a week. How I learned to, that's the one I actually use for this one. So how I learned to achieve a goal in a week. So any goal can be more views, better thumbnails, better titles, viral videos, anything. Here he used how to play the piano, how to code, see? So again, it's a desire in a certain time frame. So yeah, I think these are really important too to understand when you look at why these things work. So time frames, desires, here we use curiosity. In last video we had listicles, so the 12 things someone had told me this about clutch positioning, for example, you can use there. So there's a lot to learn from just analyzing these videos and not just looking at them once, but actually writing down the frameworks and then immediately giving a few examples of how you can use this for your own YouTube or YouTube automation channel. So here, this one is what's coming is worse than a recession. Jim Rickards' last warning. So you can see this is very like negative, curiosity provoking, and also like did you use a authority? So this name is probably a pretty well-known guy in a certain space. So here you have urgency because it's the last warning. You have an authority because this famous person. Negativity, it's worse than a recession. So a recession is already really bad, so it's going to be even worse than that. So yeah, that's very curiosity provoking and it's negative, and people unfortunately love to click on this negative clickbaity stuff. I also think he really formatted this thumbnail text well with the timestamp here free. People often put the text on the timestamp and then you can read the text anymore in the timestamp. So yeah, that's a really good one too. Soil scam. The scam-backed soil companies don't want you to know. The scam from an authority that doesn't want you to know. So you could use in this case the scam YouTube doesn't want you to know, for example. I'm not sure if that would work. Of course, you have to look into, like I'm saying, like you can use these frameworks, but not every framework goes with every niche, right? So it has to make sense, of course, but doing this, you will inevitably get a lot of things that do make sense with your particular niche if you just do it enough. But yeah, you have to give it a little bit of thought. You can just fill in any random word in these blank spaces to get any title. Of course, once you make that title, you also have to think about, okay, can I actually make a video about this? Does it make sense to write a story about this that I can make a video around? So here's some examples. The scam AG1 doesn't want you to know. The scam home builders don't want you to know. So very good one too. Here we have a listicle. 5 things successful people do before 8 a.m. So time frame, 8 a.m., 5 things is a listicle, the desire, so people want to be successful too, and then they use this name, Tori Savell, as a authority again, right? So if you just do this long enough, you can also see like the things people use to, like the building blocks of their titles, right? So it's often listicles, a desire, authority, a time frame, and then the negativity is really big. That the people like using that. Urgency is cool too. Less warning here, negativity. So these are some yeah, good titles we have here. This is the flop of the week, so that one didn't work, and then he also explains why it didn't work. Yeah, takeaway from this video, guys, just start keeping your own Excel tracking sheet with the titles and the frameworks, and start writing out example video titles that you can use for your channel. And then, yeah, all you have to do is just keep a list of the thumbnails and the titles here. And then once you get to making the thumbnails, you can just easily also use the frameworks they are using to make your titles and thumbnails. And that is greatly going to improve your ID generation, first of all, but also just understanding of how to make a click-worthy title and make a click-worthy and attention-grabbing thumbnail. All right, so this is going to greatly help you now. One last thing you can do to verify that I told you at the start, I'm going to show you now. So you can find well-working videos using this, but you can also just scroll YouTube and find them, right? Now maybe you are like, okay, but this is just a few examples. How do I know it always works for others too? So I, in this case, used How I Learned to Do It X in a week, right? So if you go to this software called 1 of 10, it's basically a YouTube video scraper that shows how many views videos got and the multiplier of those numbers compared to the channel itself. So I typed in, I wish someone had told me this about, and now it's going to show me all these. I wish someone would have told me this about fishing. I wish someone told me this about boxing, relationships, dating, when I was this age, about chipping, before going to art school. See, there's like already 8 different examples of videos that use this framework. This one got 8,000 views, 27 million views, 190,000 views, 50,000, 48, 111, 14,000. So see, all these videos, I wish I had known the secret when I was 50, I would have died without knowing. So all these videos are using basically this framework. Maybe they switch it up a little bit, but in essence, it's the same framework that they're using. And apparently it's working very well for them, right? So you can first research your titles and the frameworks here with this tool, the creator hooks, or just YouTube videos and a backlog of videos. And then you can write the sort of part of the framework in 1 of 10 if you want. This is a paid software. You don't need it, but it makes your life easier. It also shows you more example thumbnails that you can mix and match to your niche. And then you can just fill it in, find what's working, and mimic it for your own channel, all right? So yeah, I would recommend you to start doing that, just going over these titles every single week. I hope this was helpful. Start making your Excel sheet today. If you want more help starting your faceless YouTube automation channel, I have some helpful free resources in the description, so go check that out. I will also link this creator hooks and 1 of 10 in the description. So yeah, go have a look. If you like this, like and subscribe. I'm gonna release way more YouTube videos covering titles, how to do faceless YouTube automation, thumbnails, how to make the videos, how to outsource everything, and just how to make money using YouTube automation, right? See you in the next one.